New fears of foreign terrorists living among us, as nearly 1 in 5 Syrian refugees already here in the U.S. has settled in the New York and New Jersey area, the site of last week's bombing, this past weekend.
Yep, Ainsley, this is the White House pushes to admit more. So do we have to fear terrorists coming here, or should we just say we have big hearts, we should let them all in? Here to weigh in is Daily Caller reporter Kaitlan Collins. Kaitlan, is there a legitimate concern that Americans should have about who's coming here?
Americans are definitely concerned. They're concerned about the vetting process. They're concerned about how many refugees we're bringing in. Most of these refugees are being placed in Michigan, California, Arizona, and Texas. Now, if you take a look at those numbers, like you said, 1 in 5 are being placed in New York. That's well over 500 refugees that have been placed in the New York area, and at least 250 in New Jersey. And that's causing concern for a lot of people given the recent events in the last weeks in New York and Minnesota.
Yeah, it's pretty scary. Kaitlan, counterterrorism experts have said in the past that it is impossible to thoroughly vet all these refugees that are coming over from Syria. So why are we taking in so many?
Exactly, and the problem is only getting worse. Barack Obama is addressing the United Nations today to encourage world leaders to bring in more refugees into their countries. And he himself wants to bring in over 110,000 next year. Now, if Hillary Clinton is elected president, she wants to bring in as many refugees as there are people living in Detroit, given the numbers that she's given us so far. And that's raising a lot of concern for people.
I can understand that. But, Kaitlan, so far we have not had any known ISIS members coming here, although there have been 66 picked up in just the last few months of those who are sympathetic to the Islamic State. However, if you look what's happened in Germany and Europe, they have a totally different scenario. There are linkages.
Exactly, and there's no telling. Like we said, there's no way to properly vet these people. A lot of the people that have committed these acts don't have a history with the law enforcement. So how would you truly know what they're planning to do?
Yeah, that's a good point, because we saw this guy who was just arrested yesterday, the New York guy. He was here. He's been here for 15 years, and he's just coming out. I mean, these Syrian refugees are just coming through the country.
Exactly, and that's what Americans are concerned about. And they're also worried about the undemocratic nature of it. No voters are being asked what they think about bringing in these refugees.
Nor the governors. Kaitlan, that's why we read the Daily Caller every day. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks
for having me.